YouTube, what is going on? What is going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the channel. If you've never been to my channel before, my name is Choker. That's not my real name, but that's a nickname that was given to me a long time ago. And you are watching Choker TV Modified. Usually on this channel, I'm talking about modified cars, bikes, guns, knives, things that I find quite interesting, and other people do too. But on occasion, there are videos that I will do, and it's entitled Let's Talk. And today is one of those videos, okay? Now, if you don't know, I'm a former Chicago police officer. I did 30 years. So I guess I'm kind of considered an old school officer. But I bring that up because that's going to kind of come into this video, all right? And this video, when I said let's talk, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about a challenge that I give to, let's say, the younger people. Anybody could accept this challenge because it applies to everybody. But I'm going to tell you why I say younger people. Recently, and this is why I bring up my background as a police officer, there was an individual. I got a phone call. Hang tight. All right, I'm back with you, YouTube. That was the wife. And the wife cannot go to voicemail. No, sir. Got to answer that phone call. Anyway, so there was an incident that happened in Ohio where a young man was shot and killed after exiting a stolen vehicle, and he was shot by the police. So in this video, I don't want to get into if the police was right, if the individual was wrong. I do have my opinions on it. I really do, and I may touch on it just a little bit in this this video. But the challenge that I'm throwing out here is be a leader, not a follower. That's my challenge. And the reason why I'm throwing this challenge out is because I feel that all young folks, especially young folks and older folks, people in my age group, I believe that you can survive this summer without becoming a victim of being shot or hospitalized. All right. And I'm going to tell you why I say that, because a lot of times when you are a follower and not a leader, you tend to make the wrong decisions based on other people's actions. Okay. What do I mean? So when you're a follower and your peers, not your friends, they're not your friends, they're your peers. Your peers say, hey, you know what? Social media said there's a takeover coming, and we're going to go downtown in Chicago, and we're going to take over the streets because we can do that, and because the police ain't going to do nothing to us. All right, and then you be like, you know what? That's a damn good idea. No, it's not. No, it's not. And you're stupid to think that that's a good thing to do, okay? What you should be saying as a leader and not a follower, you should be saying, man, I'm not necessarily worried about the police. I'm kind of worried about the people involved in that. I mean, you see these videos where people are doing donuts in the street, and then all of a sudden people getting away and they get hit by a car. Now they're in the hospital. Or somebody pulls out a gun, they start shooting. Or somebody who's doing a donut crashes into somebody else, and now somebody brings out a gun and starts shooting. Okay, you made a bad decision. Okay, and now you become a victim. All right, going back to the young man who was in the car. All right. And we all, let me just say this. We all have made bad decisions. And by the grace of God, hear what I just said? By the grace of God, we're all still here to do a video like I'm doing right now. Okay. And we made mistakes, but we're still here allowed to say it. So I think it's my duty to throw this out because it was on my spirit and it was on my mind to, give you this message. So if you're riding in a stolen car, first and foremost, let's go back to before you got in a stolen car. You know your friends who have a legitimate car. And how do you know? Because you know if their parents bought them the car. You know if that young person is a hustler where they actually saved up money and they bought a car. And you know if that person who you are getting in the car with probably stole the car. Okay? Because first thing you say, man, where you get this car from? Oh man, don't worry about it. Let's ride. Let's have some fun. No, 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 no. All right. So now if you make a decision to jump in a vehicle like this and you get stopped by the police, anything is bound to happen. And first and foremost, let me say this, because I know somebody's gonna be like, here we go. But I try to say the right things, and not just because other people want to hear, because I know what's the truth. And there's this book that I read. I try to read on a daily, and it's every time it's said in this book, it's in red print, and it says, "For I tell you the truth." Now, if you don't know what book I'm talking about and who said it, you need to read the book. Okay, it's entitled "Basic Instructions Before Leaving This Earth." That's the name of the book. Okay, Basic Instructions Before Leaving This Earth. But you know that there's a chance that something bad is going to happen. Okay. So when you make that choice and the decision, I don't know what to tell you. No, yes, I do know what to tell you. And my thing is, once again, the challenge is be a leader. Tell those people, say, no, today I'm going to stay in the house. And I know a lot of young folks don't want to stay in the house, but maybe you should. Or maybe you should read a book. Maybe you should go to the gym. Maybe you should get a girlfriend. Or if you're a young lady, get a boyfriend and focus on that time. Okay. And then when you do, that's a whole nother video, because in reality, choosing the right person, that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video. So I don't want to get into that. Okay. And once again, like I said, you know what? Let me touch on that. Being a leader, not a follower. I remember before I got married, there was an individual who supposedly said they were my friend. They were like, listen, man, I know you're about to get married, but you sure you want to do that? Red flag. Why wouldn't I want to do that? You know, because me and the fellas, here we go. Me and the fellas, we about to go to, I think it was Dominican. And you know what you do in a Dominican or in these other places. You know what you're about to do. And my response was like, no, y'all have fun. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And guess what? 22 years later, I'm still sure, baby. I am still sure. But see, people try to throw you off, all right? That devil boy, he's a deceiver. He's a liar. All right, I ain't trying to preach, but I'm trying to give you guys a challenge. And the challenge is to lead. How do you lead? You understand what you want in life. That's the first thing you do. What do I want in life? Do I want peace, tranquility, or do I want to fight with the police and shoot out with the police and all types of crazy stuff? All right. You're probably going to say, well, you should say, no, I don't want that. I want peace and quiet. Now, I understand at my age, my mindset is going to be a little bit different than somebody who's young. But understand this. I've done pretty much some of the same things you guys have done. You guys and girls have done. Now, I'm not going to put all my dirt out on social media. You know, even as a police officer, there's some things I've done that I'm not proud of. All right. But for the most part, I treated people respectfully. And one of the main reasons why I did that, because first of all, I'm a good person. Second of all, my dad asked me to do something because he wasn't fond of the police. And I understand why he wasn't. He told me, please treat people with respect and the way you want to be treated. And I did that. Okay. And I'm sure if anybody who watched this video, if I ever locked you up, you will confirm what I am saying. So anyway, once again, I'm throwing this message out because I want everybody to have a great summer. School's about to let out in about a month or so. All right. I want people to have a good summer. I want people to enjoy themselves. I just want people to have fun and just, man, enjoy life. Life is short. I guarantee if you live to be 80, 90 years old, you're going to be like, that went by real quick. So there's really no need to accelerate your exit off this great planet. There's no reason. And if you are not a leader and you are a follower, you will accelerate your exit off this planet. Trust me. Trust me. Now, understand this too. There's a lot of things out of our control. Like right now, I'm sitting in my car right now. You know, a plane could come out the sky and just crash into my car. I'm out of here. Listen, that's out of my control. Or somebody could start shooting. And unfortunately, I could catch a bullet. That's out of my control. All right. I mean, anything can happen. And I'm in Chicago. Trust me, anything can happen. But the things that are in your control will keep you around longer. So make the right decisions. Hang out with the right people. Stay in the right circle. Stay in the right circle. And let me throw this out about on the police part. I got to do this, okay? Because like I said, I was a police for many years. All right. Forget about what you see on social media, where every time you get stopped by the police, you got to question the police and say, listen, I know my rights. You don't have the right to stop me. You don't have probable cause. Listen, stop it. Stop it. If you are being stopped, okay, and this is what I was taught well before I got a job. My dad used to tell me, because I grew up in the hood. I did not grow up in a nice area. I grew up in Inglewood. That's where I grew up in. And my dad told me once I started driving and I started traveling by myself, if the police stop you and they ask you questions, the response, either yes or no. All that smart back and forth is going to lead but nothing but trouble. Now, are there some police officers who are going to profile you and racially profile you and other types of profile? Yes. Okay. So then guess what? You don't have to, as I call it, buck up at them. Or as they said now, they crash out. You don't have to do that. What you need to do is to just answer the questions. And if there is anything that the officer is doing wrong, then there's other procedures that you can do and you can take to deal with that situation in a later time, not during that time. Okay. So that's what this video is about. This video, once again, is part of my Let's Talk series. I like doing the Let's Talk series. All right. The challenge is to be a leader and not a follower. That's what the challenge is. That is the challenge. All right. A lot of times we say we got friends. You don't have friends. No, you don't. You have what I call associates. We have many associates. My dad taught me that too. You have many associates and very few friends. And some of the people you consider friends are not your friends. Because when you start doing different things in your life and they start seeing it, they don't like that. They start hating. So be very careful. And as you get older, you will realize this. Your circle will become very small. Oh, it's going to become very small. And it's not a bad thing. You know, I came up with this thing and I thought about this. Your season of isolation, meaning you by yourself, produces a season of preparation. All right. And revelation. And at the end of all that preparation is elevation. You're going to go up. You're going to go up, up, up. So anyway, listen, enough of I hope this message is helping somebody. Man, I hope it's helping somebody. Lord, I pray, Lord Jesus Christ, let it help somebody. Let this message get to somebody because you can enjoy your life, even though we live in some crazy times. I mean, crazy. And I won't get into that. That's another long story. All right. So for regular viewers of Choker TV Modified, listen, the bikes are coming back. And I explained why I haven't been riding my bikes. Guns are coming back. Cars are coming back. We're getting back in a modified life. And modify your life by watching this video. And maybe learn something from it. Okay? Trust me. I got some years, and I got years under my belt for a reason. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, be blessed, not stressed. Take the challenge and become a leader, not a follower. Become a leader and not a follower. And I promise you, your life will change. And first and foremost, put God first and start praying on different things. Even if you don't know how to pray, say, Lord Jesus Christ, help me. I need some help. Guide me in the right direction. Put the right people around me that should be around me, and the people that shouldn't, let them go. And I promise you, you're going to see some miracles. You're going to be like, whoa, what is going on? And I'm going to tell you what's going on. Your prayers are being answered. But you just can't pray and think God's going to be Santa Claus and just drop you a gift. You got to pray and do. All right. So on that note, I don't want to start preaching. Please be blessed and not stressed. And I love y'all. And if y'all want to hear some more of Let's Talk, trust me, we can talk about policing. We could talk about religion, which I don't like to do religion and politics. I really don't, but sometimes if y'all want to, hit me in the comments. Hit me in the comments. All right? And maybe we'll start doing it. Anyway, I love you guys. I really do. Be blessed. Later.